Alright guys, so I've been asked to do a breakdown or a reaction video to my last boxing fight in Bali, so I thought, why not, right? This is actually my first time doing it. And a little bit of background here for this fight. This fight, I was actually the most scared, alright? Reason being, 1 year ago, I broke my leg in Bali through a bike accident. I did a surgery, tried to come back, but after a while, my leg still hurts, so I go to the doctor again. I've been told I can't kick yet. So of course I'm pissed, and I need another surgery to fight again. But the doctor then give me a clearance and said, you want to box, is still okay. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let me box. So I told the coach at SOMA, sign me up for it, and he did. This was on 6 weeks notice, I believe. And yeah, so that was the first time in my life I actually dedicated myself to a boxing camp, training with professional boxers. AK from SOMA, that guy's a beast, alright? And yeah, going into the fight, confidence wasn't high. I mean, I did all I can do, right? The best I can. But you have to understand that if every single training session, you get your ass kicked by some of the best boxers, it's not the best thing for your confidence, you know? So coming from an MMA background, the difference between MMA and boxing is the speed, the tempo, the accuracy, alright? And the volume as well is just so different from what I'm used to in MMA. And straight up going in training with high level fighters like AK is just mind blowing, right? And leading in, I do not know anything about this guy called John, my opponent, right? All I've been told that he's got 6 fights, better be ready. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I was scared, but showed up anyway, right? And this is my reaction to the fight. So, walk in. Fun fact, by the way, during the walk-in, I was just walking out, alright? Some crazy women from the crowd literally grabbed my head like this. I'm not sure what the fuck she wants, but that was the first distraction. And then upon entering the ring, another girl was shouting, Singapore, Singapore. By the way, I'm from Singapore. So apparently she's from Singapore as well, and she's pretty cute. So I did talk to her after. But yeah, that was a distraction. And my coach was like, focus. So that's that. This song is called Wang Fei Hong, or Man of Determination in English, right? It's the walkout song that my very first MMA coach 𝙁𝙪𝙡𝙚𝙤𝙡 used to most of his fights actually, and he's also the guy that inspired me to get into MMA. So there's that. Now this is the, what is that called? The fight introduction. Fighter's introduction, you know what, let's skip this. So at the start of a fight, right, what we'll usually do is we'll do something called the filling up process. So just to feel out what the other person is like and not go aggressive and try to take each other head off. That you can do that, but it's not ideal, especially when you know nothing about the other person. That's why I did not really throw much. I'm just putting my guard out. I want to feel his tempo, feel his speed, feel his power. And then I start throwing little jabs to the body, to the head, to see how he reacts to it. How he likes to defend the jab. You know, so that was actually an overhand counter, but I missed it. And just feeling him out, you know, what is his tempo, speed. I thought I had an opportunity there, I went for it. Well, I hit the ropes. And I started to touch him more with the jab. So the jab is one of your safest weapons because it's the longest one. And if you can touch him with your jab, you can touch him with a lot of other things. So that was the first counter, the first hard punch of the fight as well. Back to filling up process, touching, seeing how he reacts to my jab, you know. And sometimes, as you can see, I'm touching his glove instead of his face. Why? Because when I touch his glove, right, if I'm throwing my jab to his right hand, he can't actually throw his right hand. So I do not have to worry about the right hand. And a lot of times you see these head movements here and there is to bait him. Making my head an open target, waiting for him to throw and see what kind of shots he throws so that I can counter off it. Now this was the first knockdown of the fight. So if you look at it again, right, it's actually start with a cross to the body. And you can see him circling towards my right. So when he's circling towards the right, he's actually circling to my right power hand. So I threw a shot to the liver, he moved forward, because a liver shot is also a shot to the body. A lot of times his hand is going to go down, right? Or in this case, his hand is reaching out. When his hand is out reaching, that leaves this open and sweep to the chin. Boom. So that was the first knockdown of the fight. And from there on, of course, my confidence grew. So in boxing, there is 8 counts. I think, you count to 10. If you can't get ready to fight again before 10, then the fight is over. So he got up, started to touch more jab to see how he reacts to everything. Switch a little bit to southpaw. That was a bad. Throwing a punch off the clinch is a good thing. You often can catch a lot of people off guard. So that was a slip counter. And surprisingly, I actually listened to the referee instead of going for hitting him after the referee called it. Right, so back again. Touching the body. Overhand. So I see how he reacts to the body shot. So that's why I fake the body shot, come out with a left hook and right cross over the top, which should lead to the other, kind of like a knockdown because the referee stooped in. So as you can see again, jab to the body, his hand goes down, jab to the body, his hand goes down, fake to the body, come out to the head, left hook, right overhand. Because that's human, right? You can't defend your head and your body at the same time. If you defend to your head, I'm gonna hit your body. If I hit your body, you're gonna defend your body, it opens up the head. So in fact, fighting in general is really like high level chess that is physical, right? Chess of course is mental. Fighting is also mental with the physical element, with extra speed, because fighting is a fast game, as well as a lot of serious consequence when you do get hit or when you're not ready to defend yourself. So this is like the doctor checking in on him to make sure he can still compete, which luckily he was able to. I would have been bummed. Now I'm just getting ready to go in for the kill, because one more knockdown, if there's 3 knockdowns in a round, it's the fight. The fight is over, it's a knockout. So going for the same combo as he's always circling to the right. So the right hand is always there. Now that was a missed timing, slow. Those little pumps and feints. Every time I pump and feint, I'm just looking for some of the reactions that he might do, whether his hand is up, down, how he reacts. Because I'm always trying to build off a reaction through his reaction. It's about fighting. A lot of times people think it's a tough game. It's a smart game as well. It's not about who is the toughest. Being tough has a place, but tough people don't last in this game. This is round 2. Same thing, a little bit less of a feeling out process because you already kind of know what's going on. So countering his jab. Off center. So if 2 person chose the jab at the same time, the one who has the head off the center is gonna be safer and hit. Shoulder cross, lean back, get out of the way. After all, boxing or anything about fighting is hit and don't get hit, right? So there was a counter that wasn't clean. Swinging for the fence, so just back out. Get back the center of the ring, get back control. And then put pressure again. So a lot of jabbing on the hand to make his right hand useless. Same combo as he runs towards the right. So looking to always be in the range where I can touch him, and then once he wants to touch me, I'm fucking out of the way. So that's ideally what I want to do. And then making sure I pressure him, and whether he goes left, I feed him with the left hook. He goes right, I feed him the overhand. And then as he blocks his head, his body opens up. So I'm trying to finish him to the body as well. every time you hit the body, it's get harder to breathe. So he becomes more and more tired eventually. That was a slip left foot counter, but I was off balance actually. So slip the right, bang the left, but my stem was off balance. If it was more balanced and it hit the cleaner shot, it could have been over there. So yeah, that was a clean overhand, and the referee felt that it actually did a lot of damage. So the referee want to check in on him, give him 8 counts to recover again. Which he did. Which I'm actually very pissed. Like, I would want to finish him with him lying on the ground, you know, not by any kind of other stoppage. And that was the last shot of the fight, because after that shot, his corner thought it's enough, save the fighter, so they threw in the towel, and that's the end of the fight. So after this fight, my thoughts was like, throughout the fight, you know, I wasn't even, I was scared, but I was not excited or nervous. It's a very strange feeling. In the past, I'm like, I go to a fight, I treat fight day in the past like, man, it's the biggest day of my life. For this time, this fight, I treat it like whatever, you know. I enter it like it's a normal day. In the morning, I went to do a little bit of training with AK because he fought that night as well. We had breakfast together. I made some money online. You know, I closed a client to my program. And yeah, after that, I watched Money Heist, and I went for the fight. So it was a pretty, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I didn't feel super excited. Of course, I was scared, but like, you do it anyway, right? Without fear, you can't be courageous. So that's what I did. Will I ever do it again? Of course. I love. Oh, by the way, that sword is still in Bali. I gave it to Jillian because I can't bring it back to Singapore, which I am in now. So, yep. All right. So that's that, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Will I fight again? Yes, definitely. And now I'm just focused on healing up, and we'll go from there. All right. Ciao.